Hey everybody. I'm laying in my bed, or not laying in my bed. I'm sitting up in my bed to do this video. Partially because my office chair is currently in the living room. Sorry, I'm fidgeting. Let me finish fidgeting and then I'll continue talking. My office chair is in the living room because I'm using it at my desk. Now, the reason why I'm using it at the computer desk outside in the living room is the chair that was sitting there, which we got for free. Um, it's got a problem. It's a simple problem. It's a simple fix, but I'm not feeling comfortable in it no more. I mean, I have to basically flip it over every other day to tighten a bolt or two, and that's just kind of getting annoying. Um, for those of you who pay attention to my appearance, I'm currently not wearing my dentures because my gum was hurting, and I found out why. I found out the reason why my gum was hurting was because something got in between the plate and the actual gum line, and it had been in there for the better part of the day. So I took them, got home, took them off, cleaned them out, and I went to put them back in, and no, my gums weren't having it. So I said, okay, fine, I'll just have to live without them the rest of the day, which is fine. I mean, I'm not going out in public. I'm at home. I'm doing my own thing. It's not a big deal. Let me breathe. I'm trying to talk too fast because, well, not that I worry too much about what people think of the factor that basically I'm missing most of my teeth. It's, I don't know if I call it self-confidence or just being self-aware of the way it looks. But you know what? If you're going to worry about my teeth and whatnot, whether I'm pointing it out or not, that's your problem, not mine. Dinner tonight. Dinner was interesting. I'll put in a picture towards the end of the video. But dinner tonight was a interesting meal. I'm not a big fish fan. I mean, yeah, I liked when my father-in-law was cooking fluke and flounder. Can't find that out here because it's not. I don't know if they could do if they could ship frozen fluke or flounder in cryovac bags. But tonight's dinner was salmon. I had gotten a 1 pound package of salmon for like $10.14 at Walmart, and I followed the recipe that was basically not broiled but boiled. Basically called for it says the instructions are to take a pan of water, and it's like a little bit of water, let it get to a boil, put your salmon and dill and parsley in the boiling water, let it cook for like, I forgot what the time was, but let it cook until it was flaky and still rosy pink in the middle. I think it was like 5 or 7 minutes. Well, even though I had dill and parsley, I think one, I had too much water. Two, it was very bland. It did not taste fishy or anything like that. I've had salmon on sushi and didn't taste like that. It was very bland. And then it called for boiled and drained barley pearls. And then part of the side dish was basically you take apple cider vinegar, boil it, and pour it over coarsely cut English cucumbers with a hard-boiled egg on the side. And Well, other than the fact that the fish was bland and just didn't, I don't know, maybe, like I said, I think I had too much water. I'm not scratching it as a no try or no do over what what I put down in my notes in my book and whatnot was to try it again, less water. Um, Mom actually enjoyed the basics except for the cucumber. She was not exactly thrilled with cucumber that had apple cider vinegar poured on top of it and basically let it sit for a couple minutes. My stomach's starting to be a little. I don't know about this. This is weird. What are you putting down here? So I may have some minor issues later on with gas. But it seems like every time I go to start eating healthy, like with the keto food that Alicia made, I was very gassy. That in fact, yesterday was the first day of trying to do this Nordic diet, and it was an egg ham and cheese omelet with toasted rolled oats in the morning, and then I can't remember exactly what the dish was for dinner, but it was egg. Oh, it was supposed to be an omelet, which basically wasn't really an omelet. It was just egg that was cooked like an omelet with nothing in it. And it was supposed to be mackerel, but I'm not a big. I don't think I like mackerel. I haven't ever eaten mackerel. But it was supposed to be mackerel, and we substituted fish sticks. And it did not have any greens with it. Tonight's dinner didn't really have any greens with it either. It was parsley and dill, but that was more for flavor than actual edible. So I'm probably going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which I didn't tell Jerry because she didn't ask me. But yesterday I decided about an hour, about an hour, about an hour or so after I ate the fish sticks and egg, I had a small salad. Basically, I took a small salad, small bowl. Um, took some lettuce out of the bag of greens that I got and kind of ripped them up, threw them in a bowl with dressing. I may do the same thing later. And then what I had for a late night snack before going to bed, which they don't say don't do it, but they don't say that you can. I had picked up, and I'm pretty sure if you watched my shopping haul, I had picked up some tiramisu flavored yogurt. I'm not a big yogurt fan because some flavors with yogurt um, just does not agree with my palate. Um, so I bought the tiramisu yogurt thinking I'd try it. I bought a banana cream yogurt because I know I like it, but I don't eat the whole thing because it starts tasting weird. But the tiramisu yogurt that I got yesterday, I ate, and I ate the whole thing. I could have probably sucked it down with a straw, even though it was thicker than regular yogurt, and I enjoyed every bite. I mean, literally, practically licked the little cup clean. So, since Mom wanted to run out and get a few personal things, you know, she got some yarn and she got some crafting stuff. I went with her after work, and I bought a couple more cups of tiramisu yogurt. So, yeah, that's going to go on my permanent shopping list. Jerry will be happy that I'm at least eating yogurt, even though it's got the tiramisu flavoring, which, according to what I read, is basically your cultured yogurt with the coffee cocoa powder type stuff. And it's a little thicker than regular yogurt. You know how some yogurts are kind of thin and slightly runny. Now this was like pudding thickness, pudding consistency, but it was yogurt, and yeah, I got more. So, as for as for Jerry Ann, she is still in Texas. Today she's spending time um, at her bestie's youngest daughter, Emily's house. Emily has 3 kids at a young age. Not judging, just kind of like, no wonder you're having so many problems and can't stand the kids during this particular pandemic crisis. You can't send them off to daycare or school because school is closed and daycares out there have been, I don't know if they've been closed, but I know that they're not readily available because of younger kids don't exactly know how, or don't know why they have to keep the mask on, or why they have to have social distancing and they can't hang all over each other. Oh, that's one of my neighbors started up their motorcycle. My window is open. It is a lovely 72 degrees outside right now. The whole house was open up for a couple hours when I got home, but Mom started getting cold, so we closed up the living room. My bedroom window is still open, and it may stay open if my sinuses don't go nuts all night. Maybe. Even though it's supposed to drop down to a chilly 58 degrees. It's August, the beginning of August. Is Mother Nature having issues? Is she having PMS issues, or whatever you call it? What are the women hormonal issues? That one day she's hot and the next day she's cold? Well, yeah, that's kind of what's happening here. The other day it was a high of 79, somewhere in between 79 and 82. Yesterday it dropped down to a high of 78. Today it did not get above 72 degrees. And the low last night was 62, 63. So, yeah. Summer's gone. Fall's happening early. We might have a rough winter. Who knows? Hey, I might see snow on the ground on my birthday here in Missouri. Who knows? I sure don't. What else did I want to chat about? Sorry. I thought there was one more subject I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to point out the person or persons because I don't remember who you are. A couple of people asked me about certain things around the house that had to do or revolved around Jerry Ann and her stuff. Yeah. It is a clutter. It is kind of a lot. I've learned to deal with it. Mom, for the most part, doesn't have to worry about it. Sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. I'm not really tired. Maybe just out of breath. But for the most part, I can't control Jerry Ann. I can't get her to stop. I can't get her to do certain things. And it is not my place to force her. It is not my place to demand her to change or her to basically do what I want her to do. So I just learned to deal with it. I am thankful for the most part that she does, when she feels up to it, she does do her crafting. And the only downside that I have to that is, yeah, she's using some of the craft supplies she has, but now that she's crafted something, it's either I have to deal with it and find a place for it, or I try my best to get her to give it away, send it to one of her sisters, whatever. Now, I can't say what her sisters do with her sisters and her friends do with whatever they get from her, but I've tried to convince her to basically, hey, yeah, go ahead, make a bunch of crafts, do a bunch of DIYs, put it on your channel, and then turn around, and if we can't use it here at the house, or there's no place for it here at the house, sell it. Sell it, give it away. There's all kinds of apps for selling these things. In fact, her sister told her that if there's something that she wants to sell or get rid of, she can put it on the Facebook marketplace and somebody will buy it. And if they live locally, sometimes they'll come out here, pick it up, and give you the money for it. Everybody's tried to give her suggestions. Everybody's tried to talk to her about it. Does she listen? I can't say yes and I can't say no. Because contrary to her beliefs, I don't think she does. Now, me talking about her the way I am, does that make me a bad guy? I don't know. Does it make me feel better? Not really. I'm just talking. What makes me feel better is when there is evidence that she's doing something in a positive manner or doing something to alleviate some of the clutter. Now, as George Carlin once said, one man's stuff is another man's shit. Or something along that line. Why is my stuff and your stuff shit? I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, is her lifestyle or is her keeping so much stuff because of her upbringing or because of the way things were when she was a child? Don't know. I don't know about her. I can only compare things to me. And me, the reason why I probably don't have as much stuff, if not more, than she does, is one, I grew up in the military, so every 3 years we had to move someplace new. Which means you can only take what you absolutely, utterly have to have. So, for the most part, we did not have a lot of stuff to transport from the U.S. to Germany and then Germany back. Granted, when we came back from Germany, we had a lot of collectible items like beer steins and wine glasses from the various castles. I had, I wish I still had them. I had what they call the Volksmarch medals, which basically my school would take us every so often on castle walks. And usually to get to or from those castles, you had to do a walk. And the walk, I think the furthest we actually walked one time was to a castle in Germany called Bergeltz. And that was practically a 5K walk. Down a hill to get to the castle. Up a hill to get out. Down the hill wasn't too bad. That uphill walk, oh my lord. Even as a kid, no thank you. That in factor, sometimes it wasn't even to a castle. So sometimes it was just to get out and see the sights and do a walk. And we would get a little pin metal type thing to commemorate the event. I loved it. I wish I kept some of those pins. One, I remember those pins. One was shaped like a horseshoe. One was shaped like a footprint with like school things on it, like a ruler, a pencil, and a book embedded into it. It was like a metallic type material. Was there a third one? I could swear there was a third one shaped like a castle. but I don't remember. But then there was like the different field trips. We took a field trip to a couple different castles. We took a field trip to different sites. So, I lost some of that stuff in the moves. Some of it I don't know what happened to it. Lost here or there. But one thing I do remember as a kid, and this happened after we got back from Germany, of course. Germany was where I got interested in Playmobil and Legos. And when I got to a certain age, I gave the Playmobil stuff to... Did I give it to my younger cousin or a friend of the family? I can't remember. But then I had Legos. Yeah. My mom would refuse to go into my room, and this was in Arizona, to clean up my room because there was Legos everywhere. And I don't mean just built up. I mean like on the floor, on my dresser, any place I could build or display whatever it was I built. And some of it wasn't just the kits themselves. Sometimes I would mix and match the kits and make my own monstrosity. But one day, my dad stepped on a Lego. Well, let's just say Legos disappeared quickly and easily because of that event. I learned my lesson. But I'm now in my late 40s, almost 50. I have my collections. I have my tchotchkes and my belongings and my books and a lot of different stuff. But I don't have an excess amount of stuff. I have enough to make myself happy. I have enough to display, read, do whatever with. And I have this thing where after like Christmas or after I receive a number of items, I go through my stuff once a year and I purge anything that's over a year old that I haven't worn, used, or dealt with that I don't want to like keep. Like, I have comic books from... Well, I have one particular series of comic books, ElfQuest, that I won't get rid of. But they're not taking up a lot of space. They're taking up maybe one storage bin, and not even a big storage bin. No, I take that back. They're not even taking up a storage bin. They're taking up one shelf on a small bookcase, a bookshelf. And that's it. Then I have my well, it's only 3 books. I have my Assassin's Creed novels. I have my Dragonlance novel. So that's like 6, 7 books there. I have maybe about a dozen or more books that are mine. And then Jerry Ann's got her Twilight collection and her Harry Potter collection that are sitting on top of my desk. So we have our non-junk stuff. And what I mean by that is it's something that can be read, something that can be worn, something that just does not take up a ton of space. Then she's got her craft room and all her crafting stuff, which takes up a whole bedroom or a whole room. I think the room is maybe easily 8 by 10, 10 by 12, somewhere around there. I don't fault her. The only time I complain about it is when I have to go in there and help her clean it up, rearrange it, put it away, whatever. Or when she goes and buys so much extra stuff that it's like, really? You've got a whole room of crafting supplies. I am pretty sure you don't need to buy any more for at least a year. But that begins an argument, and I just don't feel like arguing with her no more. So I leave it. I let it be. Anyhow, today's been a fairly good day. Dinner was interesting. It was odd, but interesting. Work was, well, let's just say it was a flash in the pan type deal. It was, I got in, I helped put away a truck, I helped prep stuff and get stuff ready for the day. And then we had lunch rush, which lasted 45 minutes to an hour, and then it died. Died to the point where it's just like the only people we had in the store and the shop was the people who were already in there dining. And the main boss was not there. And because basically it wasn't busy enough to keep me there, they sent me home hour and a half early. I thought I was only supposed to be there until 3 or 4. So they sent me home like 1:30, somewhere around there. Now, I have no complaints about my job. I really don't. I like my job. In fact, it's fun. It's interesting. It's not constant hustle bustle. It's not a headache. It's not stressful. Until you look at the amount of money you make. And then I think me and Jerry are going to have to sit down, look at our budget, look at our money, look at the income, and hate to say it because I really don't want to have to worry about a second job, but I might need a second afternoon, evening job, part-time, hopefully for no more than 6 months. But that's something that me and Jay have to talk about later. We'll find out. Anyhow, I'm going to make an apology because I don't have a tripod. I'm holding my phone while sitting in bed talking to you guys. And yeah, I noticed that every so often my phone gets a little shaky. And that's either because of bereavement, arm movement, or my arm's starting to get tired, so it starts to shake and I have to hold the phone with both hands, which makes it a little bit more shakier when I'm talking. So, I'm sorry. I really am. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question comment box, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can, or as best as I can. If you're not a subscriber and you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and a little bell will pop up. You can click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. So until next time, God bless, good day. Hope you have a good one. Bye.